Hey everyone, and welcome to Ricky's Rock and Reviews. My first read of 2024 was Quest Off by Justin Veart. This is a fantasy comedy that delivers on everything that it promises. We have these 5 characters that couldn't be any more different from each other, and they include a thief, a wizard, an inventor, a huntress, and a knight. And they all, one way or another, are after this thing called the Dinnerman Spire, which is a tower that potentially holds ancient valuable treasure. And they all end up getting in each other's way because they're all stuck in this town called Awful when the story begins. And they end up having to interact, they end up having to evade each other, and they end up having to form alliances. And what's really cool about these characters is that they all have their different quirks and things that they're dealing with. For example, the thief ends up on the run from authorities and ends up in a really tight situation. He ends up getting stuck in a barrel after an interrogation goes sour. And he spends a lot of the time in the book stuck in this barrel, and it's just so hilarious. We have a wizard who has just become a ghost, and he's trying to extend his afterlife because in this book, the way it works is that all wizards become ghosts after they die, but they only stay ghost until the next full moon cycle. But the night that he dies is the last day before the cycle starts over. So he's kind of in a rush to get his things sorted out. There's a knight who is having an existential crisis, and that brings so much humor, especially when he's interacting with the wizard. And there's a huntress who all she's doing is looking for her next drink and her next lay. She's very sexual, and she has a potty mouth, no holds barred. And we have an inventor who has secrets of his own, and he ends up running from the day guard and the night guard. These are the knights that kind of protect the city, because basically he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. What I really enjoyed about this novel was how easy it was to just get immersed into it right off the bat. There's no like complex world building at the start or anything like that. You're immediately introduced to the characters, and we have a situational comedy after situational comedy and funny characters. And so all this leads to a really, really quick pace. And like I said, all the situational comedy and stuff, it really works because it actually moves the story along, and it actually leads to character growth and different secrets being revealed and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. We also have this really cool map that the author provides that kind of shows the simplicity of the town. It's kind of a retirement village, I should say. A lot of old people there, and a lot of people aren't really trying to come in or out until some stuff starts happening. So there's a lot of cool concepts in the book, like dwarf languages, different spells and ways that magic works. We have this fascinating story about the Dinnerman Spire, how that came to be, why this story and why this potential treasure is so important to the characters. We have a surprising amount of action as well. Yes. A lot of it ends up being really funny, but a lot of it's unexpected as well. The characters here live in a world where death is right around the corner. Everyone has the right to protect themselves in this book. And a lot of the stuff that happens in here really surprised me when it came to the actual fight scenes. And a lot of the characters in here are actually really antagonistic towards each other because they're not sure of each other's intentions. And I found the resolution to each interaction and to each conflict to be really enthralling and satisfying. I can't wait to see where the rest of the story goes. This is clearly the first part to a longer story. And I really felt like the author, Justin Veart, has a really good hold on what the story is and where he wants it to go. Because by the end of this book, I was really curious to see where we go from here. There's a promise for an open world after the town and what happens to the town in here. And like different creatures, different conflicts, of course, different characters. And I'm assuming like more use of magic and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see what happens. Now I wanted to read the first page because I think it's really effective in getting you hooked, or at least curious about seeing what's going to happen next. And it also gives you a kind of like a flavor of how like it's written, the prose and stuff like that. A scream echoed through the dark streets, bouncing off the gray stone walls of the market. It was the only market in Awful, located at the heart of the predominantly undisturbed town. The high-pitched cry stirred a few folks from their sleep. An elderly woman swore it was a sow giving birth. An innkeeper pulled a lump of wax from his ear and told his unconscious wife that someone had better put that dying cat out of its misery, while a local scholar who was studying the correlation between mushroom emotions and cloud formations grumbled into their pillow about irritating youth. If truth be told, which I will endeavor to do in this tale, it was quite an arbitrary assumption that the scream belonged to a youth, cat, or a pig. The squealing belonged to a man, an old man, a wizard. And then after that, there's so many funny things. I just had like the most delightful time reading this book. It's so lighthearted, but there was also some moments of like an undercurrent of darkness, because some of these characters are dealing with some pretty heavy things and qualities about their personality that they know they need to change. So it just led to a really good conflict and comedy. It was a really good blend of the two. I came across this book on Instagram. I had seen Justin's Instagram page and he had some really good reels describing the story. Like I said, he seems like he has a really good handle on the characters and the world that he's built and where he wants to go. So I'm just really looking forward to that sequel. I feel like you guys should follow him on Instagram as well. Really cool guy too. And I'm excited to say that he should be on my channel soon. I want to do an interview with him. That would be really cool. So if you guys are looking for a really fast-paced fantasy that's also really funny, this is the book you need to get. Quest Off by Justin Veart. So guys, if you've read Quest Off, let me know what you think. If you have any other books that you want to suggest to me, leave them in the comments. So guys, if you like this review, please subscribe. I have a lot of cool books to talk about, and I can't wait to talk about more with you. Also, please give Justin a follow on Instagram. He's always posting really cool stuff on there, and he's a really funny guy as well. Thanks for watching.